One of the things I often get asked about is, what does this piece of string here do? So this is known as the VG chord, or variable geometry. That's what it's short for, because when I pull it, I alter the geometry of the hang glider. And the idea of doing it is that the more I pull it, the better the glide performance, so the flatter the glide and the faster the glider will go. If you look inside the glider, you'll see this cross tube here. That cross tube is what gives the hang glider its rigidity, and it keeps the wings pushed out. When I pull the VG cord, it pulls that cross boom back, forcing the wings further out and giving a thinner sail and a better glide performance and speeding the glider up. The way it works is the VG cord goes up inside the uprights here, and right in the middle of the upright around about here is a pulley. It comes out of the top of the upright here and attaches via a system of pulleys to the cross tube. If you look at the cross tube there, when I pull the VG, it actually pulls that cross tube back, thereby altering the geometry of the glider. That's why it's called a VG chord. You may wonder, if the VG chord fails, does that mean that the cross tube has got nothing holding it in place? But that's not the case. There's actually a steel cable here, and this is what actually has the tension of the glider most of the time when you've no VG cord on, and that's what your safety element is, if you like, that prevents the cross tube from failing completely and shooting all the way to the front if the VG cord snaps. It has been known for VG cords to snap, but it's fairly unusual and not a safety issue because of that cable. The other point to note while we're inside the glider is the hang strap, where I hang from. So this is where I attach the carabiner for my harness to, and when I'm flying I steer the glider by moving my body weight from side to side. And this hang strap here goes inside the glider and mounts above the keel on a rocker. You can see this rocker here. Hang on. You can see the rocker, and that just gives a little bit of extra leverage. So that's how the VG cord works, how the VG system works. Not every hang glider has a VG cord. Low performance machines and beginner gliders tend not to have them, and on a low performance machine that does have a VG cord, it tends to have less of an effect than on a high performance machine such as this one. This is a Willswing T2C, a high performance machine, and the VG cord, pulling the VG cord, has quite an effect. So having heard all that, you might wonder why I don't just fly with it on full VG, maximum glide performance all the time, so that I can get the best performance out of the hang glider. The reason behind that is because what you gain in performance of the hang glider, going on a flatter glide, you lose in handling, and it makes it much more difficult to roll the hang glider, to turn the hang glider. You can still do it, it's just more difficult. It takes more energy, you might have more input, and also the turning radius is a larger turn radius when you've got more VG on, because you're flying faster. So generally the way we do it is we fly with less VG. Me personally, on the Willswing, I'll fly with a 0 amount of VG to maybe a third of the VG when I'm in a thermal, and when I need that roll authority, when I need to quickly turn the glider. But when I want to go from the top of my thermal and seek the next thermal, and I want the best glide that I can, then I pull the VG on as much as I can onto the full VG to get the best glide performance out of the hang glider. You might also loosen the VG off a little bit in turbulence, just for that extra bit of safety, extra bit of control. The effect that the VG has differs on different gliders. So on a Willswing, when I pull more VG on, it brings the base bar towards me. It basically makes the glider fly faster, and it means that I've got less bar pressure to pull back and actually fly faster, so it makes it easier for me to fly faster. It's basically a similar effect on other gliders, although the amount that happens on any particular glider differs dependent on the glider. dependent on the wing loading, so how heavy the pilot is compared to the size of the glider, and dependent on the make of the glider and the way that it's set up. So there's lots of different things that affect how the VG work, but in general you would pull on more VG to go faster. Back to my earlier discussion of VG, I've currently got full VG on to give me the best glide performance, and that has had the effect of bringing the bar back to where it is now. Makes me go faster, gives me better performance. When I start thermaling again, I will loosen the VG off. Slowly getting up there. I've got the VG on about 1/3, so it's quite responsive. I've got enough speed that I can quickly respond, but it's slack enough that it's easy to roll. So about 1/3 VG for a Wheelswing T2C is a really good setting for thermaling. Hope you enjoyed the explanation of the VG. Any questions, put them in the comments below, and we'll see how the next test goes. Thank you.